So our first to take the oath of office today is District 2 Council Member Andrew Johnston, whose oath will be administered by Cindy Mansell, City Recorder. Councilmember Johnston will be accompanied by his wife Clarissa and daughter Caroline. So would you three please step up to the landing?
Okay, if I could just have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office
with
fidelity.
fidelity. Thanks for having me back again. If you'll indulge me for just a moment for some first-person thanks. There are some folks here that have meant a lot to me and still do, that I wouldn't be where in my life or serving the west side of Salt Lake City without them. Particularly, I want to thank some west side friends, many of whom are here today, who have supported us over this past 4 years. They've helped me so much personally, professionally in my day job, but also on the city council. And your work on the west side reminds me about why it's important for us to take part and the good we can do. I want to thank my employer, Volunteers of America, Utah, and my coworkers. It's not always easy to work with the schedule I try and sort of hold and to actually work with a politician. And I want to give them my appreciation. They work so hard in so many capacities in this city and this county without a lot of recognition. So I appreciate all their work. A third thing, I want to express my gratitude for Moroni Benali. He ran against me this year in this election. I found him to be civil and thoughtful and hardworking. A democratic process does not work without choices for voters. And to respect the process, we must also have respect for those against whom we compete. I appreciate the fact that we can have elections under the rule of law that matter and that we uphold. I appreciate the fact that so many people will continue to work with me even if they didn't vote for me. I appreciate the fact that so many of you have come out today to express your love and appreciation for the city. And I assume to pledge your support as well to keep working as a group for this city. My family deserves probably all the credit for any success I've enjoyed in my life. And my parents and my siblings and extended family are here. And I especially want to thank my wife Clarissa, and you saw Caroline and Jackson, our son. They've sacrificed so much more in these 4 years than I have for this public service. And they don't get notice, and they don't want notice. But I know the things that they put up with. I know the time that they miss with me. And when our time is up on this, in this service, I hope that your picture will be with mine on the council chamber wall. That's probably a council discussion to come forward at some point. probably a couple thoughts on the city at this point, and I'm going to keep this brief today, but I was tempted just to say we have done well and we can do better. It's difficult to truly hold these two competing feelings simultaneously, and they are feelings. Intellectually, I think we can do that, but when we feel it, I think it's harder. To take an accurate accounting of our successes and refrain from allowing that to blind us to our deficiencies requires a deep and abiding faith that the vexing challenges that confront us are solvable. I've served with a lot of good social workers in my day job professionally for a lot of years, probably 20 years now, and I'm consistently amazed by the passion that they can hold for so long, working on problems that probably are not necessarily solvable in the way that we think of other problems. We're talking about issues of poverty and inequality. We're talking about trauma. We're talking about mental illness, anxiety, and depression. We're talking about unaffordable housing. We're talking about unaffordable transportation and all the sort of negative things we have the ability to see, and yet for 20 years not fix. Every year I have a hope that we'll continue to make progress on these things, and sometimes I'm not sure. Sometimes it feels like every time we fix one piece, another piece gets broken, right? And yet, this ability to say we've done well and we can do better, to live in the moment today, matters for that reason. I think it matters because we can't have a simple optimism about these things. We can't sort of say platitudes, and I think Carl Jung said that it doesn't matter what you say, it's what you do, right? We have to keep a belief that we can solve these. And it's got to be a deep, it's got to be an abiding one. It's got to transcend current situations and circumstances, and it has to be followed up by our action. I'm not saying that we're going to finish things. I don't know that that's true or not. I think that we can put processes in place that can address the challenges that will confront us tomorrow. I think that we can do some significant things as a city to deal with equity, to make sure that everyone has a place here, that everyone has an opportunity, and not put us squarely on the burden of city processes or councils or administrations, not squarely on the shoulders of individuals and their individual circumstances, because it's a combination of all these things. Structurally and personally, they all have to come together. One of the things we can do. As a city, we have done well to begin tackling transportation issues. I will not recount all the work that we've done. That's for someone else, perhaps, but it is significant. The most important and far-reaching task for us may be maintaining a system of moving people and products most efficiently both within and without the city. Our success in protecting and even healing our environment, our ability to provide affordable housing and sustainable buildings, our delivery of economic growth and increased job opportunities for all residents, and creating an amazing quality of life and health for our children will have no greater catalyst than a sustainable, scalable, and simple multimodal transportation system. We can do better. We are the capital city. We must own that leadership role, but we cannot go it alone. We have done well to increase and improve our regional, state, and national relationships, and I gave credit to this administration, our past administrations, council members who have worked so hard on these things and continue to serve on numerous boards and other groups. Our success in addressing housing, transportation, health, education, economic and environmental challenges will impact and be impacted by those around us in this valley and other valleys on the Wasatch Front and back, and this state. We must continue to participate in coalitions, councils, and leagues that will keep us united in these efforts. We can do better. We've done well, but we can do better. All the resources and all the effort of this council and this coming administration, I hope, will be open and transparent as a process so that we can do it together. I anticipate that we can make major progress in these years because the time will come when the economics will not be as favorable. I also anticipate that you who are coming out today, and this is not a thing that you just do by chance, right? You have to show up outside of your work hours perhaps in the cold and take part in this, it means that you care. And I think for everyone here, there's probably 5 to 10 more people who care equally as deeply. I anticipate that we will be able to solve some of these issues soon and put processes in place that we can continue to address these issues as they keep coming up for us as we grow. May we all work to make this our reality as a city and each of our lives, is my thanks and my prayer to you to this day in the name. In this setting, I think it's appropriate to also bind ourselves as a council and as a group to do better for ourselves and for those around us. And I think that we can, if we will, commit ourselves to these challenges. So thank you. Thank you for your time and effort. Thank you to those who have served with me and who are moving on to new things. Thank you to those who are joining us this day. I have much to learn from you. I hope that our friendships will continue in the future. And I anticipate that even as we all move on from this office at some point, that we will all continue to serve in various capacities in this city. Thank you all very much.